What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Mike Anderson, alongside with my co-host, DeAndre Cootie Hicks, where we bring you guys the latest Chicago Bears news and rumors. Also, man, we still looking for winners for the trivia question. Like I said, we're going to reiterate the trivia question one more time for you guys. There was 5 Chicago Bears that went on to win another championship from that 1985 team, whether as a player or the coach. Give me the 5 players' names and the teams that they won. Them other 5 players' teams and names. I need them. Go back and check out, man, episode 3. Go back and check out that episode and comment your answers right underneath there, man. We're still looking for winners of those, so we're going to announce the winners very soon for you guys,
yes,
man.
Yes.
So, coming up real soon, man. Everything is moving. It's kind of slow, but it's moving pretty fast. Next thing you know, the draft going to be here, mini camp, training camp, preseason, then the season going to be here. Everything going to move so fast.
Free agency for the start, man. All the signings get to go.
Man, it's moving fast, man. So we most definitely going to have them tickets for you guys so you guys can have an opportunity to also win. In order to win anything on the channel, man, we need you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. So in order to win one of the Chicago Bears 1985 Walter Payton Championship replica rings, you have to like the video, you have to comment your answer, and you have to be a subscriber. So don't forget that, you guys. So hopefully we get you guys answers up over there and we get you guys subscribed and like the video. Okay, so in this episode, we're going to talk about 3 topics of discussion. Number 1, we're going to talk about the 3 top positions of need that we feel like is on this Bears team. Also, we're going to talk about our dream scenario offseason as Bears fans. What would that look like? Me and Cootie going to give the depth of how we feel about what our dream scenarios would be with all this cap space that we got and all this. We got the golden ticket with the number 1 draft pick. And then we're going to talk about the Chase Claypool, man. We're going to get into Chase Claypool and talk about that trade and how do we feel? Do we feel that trade is going to pay off? And just to get a little bit into that. So let's get right into it. Cootie, top 3 needs on this team position-wise. Where you going, man? Let me hear it.
All right, so for me, man, you already know that number 1 need is always going to be until we fix it. That O-line, man. The O-line, that's number 1 for me. It's a hole in too many spots on the line. And then number 2 is probably obvious also, the receiver, man. Receiving room, man. We need to get somebody there who can catch, who can, consistently get 1,000 yards, somebody who can lead, give Justin Fields that confidence to keep throwing them deep balls. And then the third one is kind of tricky for me. I mean, but it's I wouldn't say D-line, because for me, I look at it like it's more of an interior problem with the defense. So I'll say the tackles, the defensive tackles. That'd be my number 3.
Okay. It seemed like we both on the same page about this one. I kind of got the same feeling. I most definitely say the offensive line needs some work, preferably at the center spot and possibly at the right tackle spot, depending on how everything, going with Lucas Patrick and everything like that. But I say defensive line. Like you said, that interior, I would say also the outside too, because we don't have no edge.
The whole thing. The whole
line, man. Just the whole defensive line. And I'll say the wide receiver room. When you just look at the wide receiver room, we could use more. It's like, if we lose a receiver, especially Mooney or Chase Claypool, it's like, what do we have? It's like we know what's going down here at that time. So most definitely the wide receiver room. So just those, I feel like just my top 3. Now, if you had to pick out of the 3, which one would you make a priority coming up in this year's draft?
Oh, the priority for me, it got to be the O-line. For me, that's just me personally. It has to be that offensive line. Because, I mean, that's where... That's the part of the team, the offense is where I feel like we've improved it, but we still need to improve even more. we always find ways to get defensive pieces in there. And they, Chicago Bears defense has always been one to run the league almost. We've been somebody who people try to emulate with that defense. So I'm never too scared about our defense. But that O-line, we get that together, it'll definitely propel us a lot further.
Okay. Yeah, I most definitely, since you said O-line, I most definitely agree with the O-line. I'm going to switch to the defensive line. It just seemed like, and the reason why I'm going to say the defensive line, I could go with the O-line, but the reason why I would say defensive line, because even with the offensive line that we had, it seemed like Justin was still able to make things happen and make plays, even with that, that O-line. But, like, he would get us a score and we would go back up, but it's like, the defense, we couldn't get no pressure. Like, we would be
no stops,
no stops, no pressure, and defense win championships. Defense win champions. That's what they say. So I just feel like that defense, I would try to, get pressure on them other quarterbacks. When you got, you got corners, when you got a corner like, Jalen Johnson and a safety like Eddie Jackson back there with Brisker, with Kyler Gordon, you need somebody who can go up and create that pressure to get that ball out their hand early, so them running back, them DBs and safeties can make plays on the balls and beat them ball hawks and, and attack the ball. So I would just go with the defensive line, just me personally, just to create that pressure, to get more pressure on the quarterbacks, man. Either defensive tackle or DN, whichever or, because we see the whole defensive line needs some help. They're not generating pressure from the inside or the outside, like none. So yeah, man. So let us know, man, what you guys think is the biggest need on this team out of the three positions, even if it's a position that we didn't even name, that you guys feel that's a bigger need on this team, whether if it's an offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, wide receiver, corners, whatever it is, let us know how you guys feel. Comment right underneath the video. Okay.
All right.
Dream scenario, Cootie. What's your dream scenario, man? When we get almost close back to $100 million in cap space and we got the golden ticket, what you trying to do if you Ryan Pose?
Well, okay, so my dream scenario number one. For my defense, I want players that have NFL experience. I mean, we do got some good cats coming in that draft, but I want my defensive players to have NFL experience. So how I'm moving forward, I would hope that I can get all my defensive needs done in free agency or via trade. That'll be what I'm looking for first. I'll just hit that because we already know wide receivers, not too much happening with that on the free agency market, but I do think we'll be able to make a trade for one of those guys you've been talking about right there, D-Hop, T. Higgins, new candidate you're going to put in there. Somebody, Alan Lazard, we'll be able to get a good receiver to lead that room. So I would definitely think that would happen. So I'm not too much worried about that. Like I say, that defense, though, I want people who have, not just talent and not how to play on the ball, but people who've been in the league, who actually done gave hard hits and be able to get pressures on these good NFL line, stuff like that. So I'm gonna do a lot of free agency, which will lead me to when it came to the draft. I'm gonna end up doing what you said. I'm probably end up trading that pick to go down a little bit, and then I'm gonna get one of these guys, one of these offensive tackles who I like, who I've been seeing. Either it's gonna be Peter Skoronsky, maybe even Cody Mock, which is a guy I know a lot of people sleep on. He's out of North Dakota State. But get this. Over his 856 sacks this season, he has a PFF grade of 90.8, which is a little bit higher than Peter. Peter's at 89.5, but that places him different among tackles. You have Cody at third among tackles and Peter at sixth. So it's not too much of a downfall when you want to pick Peter because he's been proven to be the best tackle in that draft. But that'll be what I'm trying to do. I'll get done with I'll get my wide receiver for sure via trade, more than likely. Free agent.
Who would that be?
Oh, I'll lean more on D Hop side, but you, like I said, you brought in T Higgins, was an even better candidate, a lot younger. But I feel like we could get those done, one of those two done, and then between free agency and trade, we'll work on the defense. Like I said, we get a DN like Sam Ibuka, who a guy I like. We still got our linebackers I've been talking about. We got Devin White Jr., who I know a lot of people is looking at with that Tampa Bay. Tom Brady done left. They trying to rebuild and do what they do. So there's guys who can fill holes. There's a few cornerbacks out there if you really want to, find somebody who can be a little bit stronger opposite of Jalen Johnson. But I think we'll be able to get all that done, which will lead me to fill in my offensive pieces in the draft. Which I do like. Like I said, I want to go on those young guys out here and get them to be a guy who's in the league protecting this quarterback.
Okay, man. I like it, man. I like it. And you still covering each aspects of the team holes that needs to be filled. So I most definitely get it. Everything is still getting filled in the process. But you would go offensive first, huh? And with that pick, okay.
Yeah, I keep trying to get one of these young tackles, man. That's my goal. Hopefully Ryan Poe's listening.
Man. Okay. So since you went that way, this what I'm going to say, okay? I'll trade for T. Higgins. Try to trade for T. Higgins. Just because T. Higgins is a little bit younger than D-Hop. He's 24 years old, so he's someone that you could come in and trade for and kind of sign a long-term deal with, reach about a 4 or 5 year agreement, and he still won't even be 30 at that time when that contract up, so you could re-sign him to another long-term deal again, depending on how good him and Justin's chemistry is. So I would try to trade for T. Higgins over DeAndre Hopkins, but either or, like you said, either D-Hop or T. Higgins, with no doubt, will be our number one receiver and will help out this team tremendously. But just off the age factor of me and having him longer as a Bear, I would consider T. Higgins. As far as in the draft, I would try to trade with the Colts back from that number 1 to that number 4 spot. I would do that. I wouldn't want to go no later than like the 7 or 9 ranks. Like I wouldn't want to get out of the top 10 if I'm the Bears. If I'm going to trade back twice to get more draft capital, more seconds and ones next year, or whatever the case may be in that situation, then I would switch to try to sign the Northwestern's Peterson Rasky, trying to get him if I'm in that top. In that 10 to 20 draft mark, if I push get myself back to trade back a few spots to get in that range, I would go for Peter then. If I'm still in that top 10 range, then not even the top 10, if I'm still in that top 5 or 6 range, I'm still trying to get Will Anderson and Jalen Carter at that point.
Okay.
And preferably for me, I like Will Anderson. I just think he's the safer pick, and with the defensive tackle market looking the way it is, I would like to go out and sign Deron Pay. 40 solo tackles, 17 assist tackles, man, 12 sacks on the year. That's your defensive tackle. That's your 3 tech right there.
Yeah,
that's going to cause pressure. That's going to stop the run. He's what you need to make this defense go in Matt Eberflus system. And I feel like Deron Payne would be that. Also, with T. Higgins, number 2. T. Higgins is higher than DeAndre Hopkins and Mike Evans at PFF grades, just at a 77.1, just to keep that in mind, too. And as far as that would take care of my defensive line problem. So now I just got my 3 tech in Deron, and I got my safer pick in Will Anderson, who I know can be a game wrecker. Then I got my number 1 receiver in T. Higgins. And then that leaves the offensive line. So what we do about the offensive line? I go out and sign Caleb McGarry, the right tackle from Atlanta. Everybody know I'm a Mike McGlinchey guy, but this guy numbers are better than Mike McGlinchey numbers. PFF got him graded at an 86.6. This man is a 66.9 pass blocking. He's 91.6 run blocking. Man, so this is what this team likes to do, is run the ball. We know the Bears love to run the ball. Man, at 91.6 pass blocking, that is tremendous. that's tremendous run blocking. I mean, at 91.6 run blocking. That's tremendous. Like you is a mauler. You just moving people out the way left and right at 91.6. And then, his pass blocking, which was something that the Bears offensive line struggled with this year, was in pass blocking situations. We was good in run blocking. We was okay in run blocking. We was, top team in run blocking. But as far as pass blocking, we were horrible. Bottom tier team in pass blocking, which he's not bad. Caleb McGarry is servable. He's about at a 70. So his pass blocking is not bad at all. His pass blocking is actually average, pretty good pass blocking. It's his run blocking that makes him even better at that 91.6. And his numbers are, like I said, better than Mike McGlinchey numbers. So you can't go wrong with that. Also, his PFF grade, overall grade, is better than Mike's as well. So that's just how I feel about it. It will also cover that right tackle spot. We could leave Braxton Jones at a left tackle. If we possibly still can go out and draft another starter either in that second or third round to add to that offensive line, just to help either at the center or left guard or right guard spot. Well, right guard is locked down by Tevin Jenkins, so left guard or that center spot at that point. So just trying to find a left guard or a center in the draft. And that's basically what we'll be looking for at that point. And, man, we'll still have all that cap space, man. We'll still have a whole bunch of cap space. But I feel like that would be my dream scenario. You get T. Higgins, Deron Payne, Will Anderson, then you go out and sign Caleb McGarry, man. You didn't fill a lot of holes on the team. And then not only at that, you got some big name guys that you know are going to come in and produce. And not only that, they're still young, so they can still contribute to this team in a big way and be part of that championship window that you're trying to build.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I like it. And you get a high defensive pick in that draft, a good player, somebody, everybody's trying to get. Okay.
Yeah, and you don't have to do too much. Now, speaking of doing too much, did the Bears do too much when they gave up their own second-round pick for Chase Claypool?
Man, that's a tough one after watching this season and seeing him, come in with limited play and, already so much we were trying to fix on the offense. But I don't think it's for now. I don't think that we made a bad choice, a bad decision. I think once we found, like you say, our true number one receiver, because at the moment we know like Claypool, he could be that. Darnell Mooney could be that. But we need somebody who is that now, somebody who they can, take that pressure off of them. And I think more with Claypool, he just had to get more acclimated to our system, to our game. He got thrown in there close to the end of the season and was supposed to come in and give us a surge, come in and try to be our number one receiver for the rest of the season and stuff like that. But, those don't always work out. And, injury happens. He was in a battle of injury because he was in there playing hard. They were trying to give him the ball, and he started getting targeted. He was going to be a guy who's going to get hot if he had that chance. So I feel like, with all that we're going to do on the off season and getting into next season, that's when it's going to come into fruition that we're going to see that, okay, it pays off. Like, we definitely didn't make a bad decision. He's definitely that guy that we wanted to have. He's going to be a great, I think probably a great number 2, depending on whoever we pick up in the offseason, because Darnell Mooney, I'm pretty sure we'll still have him on the team, but I'm looking for Chase Claypool to have a better season than Darnell Mooney next season, along with whoever our number 1 will be.
Yeah, I most definitely agree with you on that. It's like, I think we just expected too much for Chase Claypool in a short amount of time, and we just thought, when we got Chase Claypool, when Ryan Post traded for Chase Claypool, the city was so excited for him. We wanted production right then and there. Like, oh, man, we possibly got this number 1, man. Like, we wanted production, but, like...
It felt that way that we would get it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, he still didn't know the playbook. He was still learning the playbook. Like Justin said, it was times in the game where he would just have to yell out a route to him because he doesn't even know what the play was going on. So it was times in the game where they just going off script. They know how much valuable and how much a presence he is at his position, that he has to be on the field, but he just didn't know the plays well enough to know what he was actually doing to get comfortable. So I just feel like you said, just a full off season with him and Justin building chemistry, alongside with them actually going out and trying to find that number one. Just us putting that pressure on Darnell Mooney to be a number one. I feel like that's too much pressure for him. If he doesn't have to be that main guy, and we got a main guy, his play is going to step up tremendously to like he's that main guy. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, remember when we had Allen Robinson, how he played?
Yeah, and how much of a big deal that opened doors for Darnell Mooney, and how Darnell Mooney had his first 1,000-yard receive and everything like that. And that's because Allen Robinson caused so much attention and double teams that left so many opportunities and open windows for Darnell Mooney to get a lot of play, a lot of, yards and playing. So, I most definitely agree with you. And I think Chase Claypool, he knows that this is a big year for him. He knows that the Bears is expecting something big from him this year because they gave up their own personal second-round pick for him, which you might as well say could be a high number one, a first-round pick, a high first-round pick. You get what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. It's still a first-round pick because, I think a team lost one of the picks, which was Miami, I think, for the tampering situation or something like that. But it's just going to be only 31 picks. It's not going to be an extra pick this year, so it'll just roll over into the second round. So that's why I said it might as well be a first-round pick. But he know that the Bears is counting on him. He said, this is definitely my biggest offseason yet. I think understanding that going into it helps. So, man, we need to see what Chase Claypool going to do this year. I think he understands that this is a big year for him. Also, this is the contract year coming up for him, too. Also, as well. So, with that being said, he know how big of a year this is. And I believe in my boy Chase Claypool, man. I think he most definitely going to solidify himself, depending on, like you said, Cootie, who we go out and get in the trade market. We go find our sure number one. It should be no doubt about it at the end of the season that Chase Claypool is our number two, possibly our number two. We should be arguing about who's our number two between him and Darnell Mooney by the end of next season. So, yeah, man. So let us know, though, who you guys think. Who would you guys see? Let us know also who do you think would be our dream free agent target that we could go out and get, our dream trade target to, who you guys would like to see. Like Cootie said, his dream target is DeAndre Hopkins, man. My trade target, dream target, man, is T. Higgins, man. I love me some T. Higgins. So let us know who would be your Bears offseason dream trade target, and also who could be your favorite free agent target that you would like to see become a Bear. I like Deron Payne, so, man, let us know, man. Let us know who you guys think. Comment, please. Let us know right underneath this video.
Yes.
Anything else you want to say to these lovely Bears fans, man, out there?
I was going to say it, but you said it, man. I just want them to talk to us, man. Let us know who y'all thinking about with the free agents and stuff, man. Are we on point with what we saying? Do you think we over our heads? Like you said, he want the Ron Payne and T. Higgins. I want D-Hop. I'll be looking at Devin White Jr. Do you think, are we on the right track? Are we, just selling anywhere? How do you guys feel about the picks that we making there? What are you guys picking? That's just what we want to know. We want to see how we coming together as a Bears community.
Yeah. And most definitely, this episode is brought to you by Riverside. If you'd like to do some broadcasting with your friends in the broadcasting, getting the broadcasting business, man, choose Riverside, one of the best platforms to broadcast with your best friends. Riverside is on your side. Man, choose Riverside. Also, we want to thank you guys, man. Get those trivia questions, answers in, man, in the next video. Let us know, man. We got So many stuff to give away, man. So many things we want to get to you guys, but we need you guys to like, comment, and subscribe in order to win. Man, go ahead and do what you got to do so you can get the prizes, man. But anyways, we get
easy.
Here. Love you, guys, fans. Love Chicago, man. Bear down.
Yes, bear down.